What is going on, Governor? Chisgule here, and today we're going to talk about how you can get sick loot with a present explosion. If you like videos where we talk about getting sweet loot and Rise of Kingdoms, you should definitely like and subscribe because we are a sponsored creator for Rise of Kingdoms. What you're seeing me do now is swap back and forth between my main and my alt, getting set up to get a huge amount of loot from this. Well, it's not an event, it's an event that happened previously. Essentially, what's going on here is that you can summon a ton of these thieves at the blue tier and the purple tier. And you can send in a commander that does AoE damage, hit all of the blue ones, they go aggro, they hit your rally, and by doing that, you kill all those guys, and you now get a present from every single one of those, in addition to their dropping a bunch of presents on the ground. So with 140 action points, you can get, I don't know, I've seen in upwards of 18 epic chests in a single go, which is pretty insane. So what you'll see in a moment is a rally coming from my ally Brumbauer, who is going to try to hit an epic, and you see it now. He's rallied the epic in the center of this group, and then when Isongye does area of effect damage, you could also use Sun Tzu, Kusunoki. That area of effect damage aggroes the ones that are blue, the lower tier, they're easier to kill. They start hitting the rally and they basically kill themselves against the rally. In this case, I think he's using Isongye and Buy Bars. You can tell from the little tornado AoE. Every time you kill one of those blue armies, you get an epic chest. And so with 140 action points, look at the madness. You see I've gotten 7 chests so far. You can tell from the number of new males I have in the bottom right. We're just killing these things, accumulating loot, which is pretty sweet. Now, there's a bunch of things you need to know to actually make this technique work kind of smoothly. One of the things you need to know is that we've got like 20 people in this rally, but each of them has only sent like 5,000 troops. And it seems like the sweet spot for the number of troops you want to bring to execute this style of maneuver is super relevant. You want to be less than 250,000 troops. And that's because you don't want to kill the rally target so darn fast that you don't get off lots of skill attacks. You want to get off as many skill attacks as possible while still killing the target that you're rallying. Now, there's a bunch of things that we're going to showcase over the course of this video that went well and that went poorly. You can see here I'm now collecting, I think, a legendary chest. And you get more legendary chests, too, because you've got a whole bunch of people in the rally, so more legendary chests drop. So here we go. We pick that up, and you can see, look at all that. Woo! All of those, each one giving a small amount of experience and a small amount of loot. Now, you may be thinking, Chisgule, I can't believe you're making a video about this. Isn't this some sort of exploit? And I don't think it is. Here's why I don't think this is an exploit. The reason I don't think this is an exploit is because this is... Oh, by the way, hold on. Let's talk about loot. Let's look at this. 2 legendary chests. What do we get? Well, 300 gems and 300,000 stone. That's good. 16 epic chests. Boom. Wish it was more speed ups, to be honest. But I'm not complaining. Okay, so now... let's talk about why I don't think this is an exploit. You'll see in a moment that we got a ton of alliance chests from this as well. And these alliance chests reward you Lohar sculptures. Basically, this event and these thieves, they're like sort of like a copy paste of the code from Lohar and the little Lohars you can summon. Now, the little Lohars you can summon, they explicitly made it so that you can't do area of effect damage against one and aggro the others. It used to be that way, and they made it so you can't. So, since I think this is like basically copy paste of the code from Lohar with like a new skin on it to be the thief skin, the thief visualization, I feel like they would have had to have gone out of their way to make it okay to hit multiple targets like we're doing here. Maybe? Maybe? I don't know. I feel fine about it because it's in the game, and it is not, I think, abusing any mechanic. Like, you could do this, You could do this against barbarians too. You just can't summon them all in one place, which is the trick here. So these are tokens. These blue and epic thieves. Where do we get the tokens to summon these? This came from a holiday event around the New Year's time frame, and I believe there was another event where they gave more of these tokens for killing barbarians. And so we're just doing this over and over, getting a ton of loot. In a perfect world, you time it so that the epic is in the center of the pack of all the blues, or at the front of the pack of all the blue. Crowned thieves, I guess is what they're called, versus master thieves. This one worked out pretty well. We got a bunch of stuff. Let's see if we look at the loot real quick. Look at all these presents. Oh, baby. Here we go. 19 epics. Bada boom. And, oh, I don't open the legendary? Oh, that's because I want to go collect the legendary. Okay, well, that makes sense. Anyways, we go in and we collect it. This is pretty sweet. This is pretty sweet. Sweet amount of loot. And we make it look pretty easy here, but I'm going to showcase a couple attempts where things kind of go sideways. The master thieves will sometimes wander in ways such that you can't hit the other armies, the crowned thieves. Also, oh, there we go. Now I open the legendary and maybe, yeah, sweet. And you can see, again, we're getting a bunch of these thieves' bounties, which give Lohar sculptures, which is one of the reasons why it's like, isn't this obviously a copy-paste of the Lohar code? Wouldn't they have probably had to go out of their way to let us hit the different tiers? I don't know. I guess I've never tried doing the blue level Lohars and then summoning a bunch of the green level Lohars, and maybe when you're rallying the blue, you can hit the green ones. I thought they made it so you couldn't do that. Anyways, here we are again. And you can see this one didn't go as well, where the Master Thief wandered its way up north of where all of the Crown Thieves are. Still, though, we get a little bit of value by getting, I think, one free army, one free Crown Thief. Oh, maybe this one will wander up. That seems good. That seems good. It looks like on the screen a barbarian just got defeated, but by the way, I think it just despawned. Like you don't actually, I think, get barbarians that add in. Maybe I'll have to rewatch that and confirm. Oh, another crowned thief walking over. Bada boom. You can see the AoE hits it, aggroes it to the pack, and then it kills itself by attacking the rally. It's a little easier to see because I'm not in the middle of that crazy pack right now. So this guy's going to go down in just a second. And it's worth mentioning, you don't want to have too much density of the epic tier, the master thieves, in the group, in the cluster of guys that you've summoned, because if you do, it's going to be problematic. You're going to have a bunch of these master thieves aggro onto your rally, and it might kill your rally. We had a couple rallies actually fail because they aggro a bunch of master thieves, and having a bunch of them beating on a really small rally didn't work out so well. You can see here we only got four of the epic chests. And, you know, there's a cooldown on the time it takes to actually pick up loot. Oh, we got a gold key. That's pretty sweet. You can only loot the chests off the ground once every 6 minutes or so. And we did these rallies pretty continuously. Now, one technique that I think you're going to see here in just a second, maybe, is this, our ally Jalax at the bottom of the rally. He started to do something with his alt where he would send his alt from like 10 minutes away. His army would come to the rally, and we would sort of use that alt as a way of timing it so that when your master thief was in a good position, that would be the last person in the rally as our allies alt. We kick the alt out of the rally so that then the rally launches exactly when we want to try to get the timing of everything just right. That was sort of how we were swinging that. So let's see here. I think we're going to have another one fire off in just a second. And by the way, like, we are far from the first to showcase this technique. There you go. You can see here, Lil J, 6-minute timer. I'm shaking the screen to try to show that. 6-minute timer, right? So you just like queue it up. You got it all lined up. When the timing is right, you kick the alt out of the rally, or the person who's purposely far away and has a long walk, they kick them out. And you can see here, this one was timed, so the Master Thief is much more central to everything that's going on here. Much more central to everything that's going on here. Here we go, baby. This is a good one. This I think looks like it's going to be a really nice setup. Now, why is Yi Seong-Ye and Sun Tzu, why are those, in my opinion, the most optimal commanders? That is because they hit up to 5 targets, assuming that I think Sun Tzu might have to be expertise to do that. You can hit 5 targets at a time, which is really excellent. So you can aggro as many of these guys as possible, pulling them in to attack the rally, and bada boom, look at the presents start to stack up. Look at the present start to stack. You can see the rallies taking a fair amount of damage as well, because we're trying to have the rally survive for as long as possible, so that as many as possible of the crown thieves can actually walk into the area of effect damage radius. And look at all those prezzies stacking up, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is a good one. It looks like we got 14, 15 so far. Stacking up the number of kills here. Very nice. Very nice. While this is going on, I'll just take a moment to address a couple things before we look at the report and check out all the loot here. Which is that I've been getting a bunch of messages to my personal Discord recently. I do not have time to respond to everyone, and especially like if you send me an in-game message or you ask me like directly a question in Discord, um, it's a bummer that like everybody else doesn't get to benefit from the conversation we have. So if you could instead join my personal Chisgule Gaming Discord, links in the description. That's the place to ask your questions. Where like, look, other people who watch my content will answer them frequently, so they know what my perspective is already, and I frequently weigh in to answer questions there. So if I don't respond to your in-game message or I don't respond to your direct message to me via Discord, then it's simply because I'm getting an overwhelming number of those, and I'll just direct you to the group Discord. So now you can see we're getting all this loot. By the way, all these thieves work toward the treasure of blue crystal that we have going on, which is pretty sweet. And honestly, like the crown thieves, like the loot is so unimpressive. I almost feel like they had to. This event had to have been designed to be executed this way. Otherwise, you're spending like just an insane amount of time sitting there trying to gather the loot. It's like not a very compelling event. Killing crown thieves, seriously. You can see I've got a bunch of these cloaks, and I've got a bunch of daggers available to summon the crown thieves. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing this pretty soon and scheduling a time with my alliance when we're going to do that. That just seems like a lot of fun. In this case, Brumbauer, he just did these back to back, baby. And it's really important, by the way, when you're doing this, that you set one person in your alliance as the person who does all the rallies, because otherwise, we had the situation where a bunch of people started doing rallies on Master Thieves and summoning a bunch of them in the same area, and it made it so that each rally was less impactful. It makes it so that not everybody can get into every rally because they don't have the marches available. Just have one person do it. Make sure they know what they're doing. Use the in-game flags and labels to put a marker on the person who's doing the rallies that says like only send 5,000 troops to the rally. Because we would have a situation sometimes where someone wouldn't have gotten the memo and they would send, 200,000 troops to the rally, and it's like, hey, that defeats the purpose, right? We want you to participate, but we want you to send the right number of troops. So here we go again, using that technique of having an alt setting things up so that we get the timing right. This one is nice and centered, so I think it should go pretty well. It looks like it would have been a little bit better if perhaps they were a little more south. And by the way, like I can't imagine how insane this would be with an expertise Yi Seong-Ye, because expertise Yi Seong-Ye hits in like a full circle around himself. Oh my gosh. Oh, it'd be so good. Yi Seong-Ye is really underrated in my opinion. I kind of want to work on Yi Seong-Ye, but I feel like I need to finish. I feel like I should finish my Charles Martel first. I don't know. I'm very torn on this point. I'm torn on that point because if I work on my Martel, the problem is that then when he comes around for Mighty Governor, I just don't care about that Mighty Governor. And then every time I open Martel in a gold key, I'm like, well, rip sculptures, right? I don't know. This is the challenge right now with expertising a commander. Not that I'm complaining, because the expertise skill is really good. But basically, all the sculptures that you get after that are wasted. I've got like 35 Cao Cao sculptures that are like rip sculptures because I used a bunch of mysterious, the universal sculptures to get there. Anyways, here we go. Another rally, pretty darn successful. Ton of loot, pretty solid amount of experience. Now we go and pick it all up. Um, I'm enjoying doing this. If I hear otherwise around this being a technique that's not sanctioned, I'll definitely let folks know to stop doing it and that it's not okay. Um, I'm pretty happy with how this works. It's got people in the alliance active, playing together, working together, doing stuff, and we're all having fun, which seems like, I don't know, largely in the spirit of the game. So anyways, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video where we got some sweet loot and showed you exactly how you can follow suit. If you did enjoy the video, definitely like and subscribe. Anytime we've got some way that you can get a lot of loot in a way that I think is okay, I'm definitely going to share it. And otherwise, until next time, my friends, you have fun smashing the kingdom.